crunch time
with Ryan Kordziel.
It's crunch time.
What a game! Unbelievable!
This is Kordziel Krunch
with Ryan Kordziel.
Hello and welcome to Kordziel Krunch. Few NFL teams have a history like the Dallas Cowboys. Since their inception in 1960, the franchise has won 24 division titles, 10 conference championships, and 6 Super Bowls, and has counted some of football's greatest players among its alumni. In 1971, the Cowboys finished 11-3 and defeated the Minnesota Vikings and San Francisco 49ers in the playoffs en route to their second consecutive Super Bowl appearance. At the time, Dallas was known as a perennial playoff choker who could never win big games. They were facing the Miami Dolphins, led by league MVP Bob Griese, Paul Warfield, and Jake Scott, who had 7 interceptions during the regular season, all under the watchful eye of Don Shula, who went on to be the NFL's all-time winningest coach. But these were not the same old Cowboys. Led by quarterback Roger Staubach, the league's top-rated passer, and their doomsday defense, which gave up only 1 touchdown in the previous 14 quarters before the Super Bowl. The Dolphins looked like they were starting hot when running back Larry Zonka gained 12 yards early in the first quarter, but Zonka fumbled the handoff from Griese on the following play, and it was recovered by Cowboys linebacker Chuck Howley at Dallas's 48-yard line, with 8 minutes 36 seconds left in the first quarter. Dallas tried to run the ball after the recovery, but Staubach and running back Dwayne Thomas combined for just 7 yards on 2 plays. On 3rd and 3, Staubach broke through and rushed for 4 yards to get the first down. Staubach handed the ball off to running back Walt Garrison on the next play, and he gained 8 yards, then rushed for 10 more on the following play to pick up another first down with less than 6 minutes remaining in the quarter and bring Dallas into field goal range. Unfortunately for the Cowboys, Staubach was sacked on the next play by Dolphins linebackers Jim Riley and Bob Hines for a 12-yard loss. The resilient Cowboys fought back, however, and on 2nd down, with 23 yards to go, Staubach found wide receiver Bob Hayes for a huge 18-yard gain. The Cowboys got momentum after that pass, and Staubach's next pass to Dwayne Thomas on 3rd and 5 went for 11 yards to give the Cowboys a much-needed first down. Despite the resilient effort, Tom Landry called 2 rushing plays that netted just 5 yards, and Staubach's next pass to Dwayne Thomas wasn't enough for another first down. So Dallas sent Mike Clark out to kick a field goal, and the Cowboys had a hard-fought 3-0 lead. On the next drive, Hubert Ginn returned the kickoff 32 yards, but running back Jim Kick rushed for just 1 yard, and Griese's pass to Paul Warfield was incomplete. On 3rd and 9, at the Dolphins' 38-yard line, Griese's offensive line failed to protect him, and rather than take a sack, he ran all the way back to the 10-yard line, before finally being brought down by Bob Lilly for a 29-yard loss to end the first half, setting a record. Lilly's sack is considered one of the greatest plays in NFL history.
Griese forced to scramble. He's down inside the 10-yard line, and Bob Lilly has him.
The Dolphins were forced to punt to start the second quarter, and started off with a pair of 5-yard runs to get a quick first down. But Staubach had 2 incomplete passes on the next drive and forced the Cowboys to punt. Jim Kick rushed for 11 yards on 2 attempts for the first down, and Griese threw a 20-yard pass to wide receiver Howard Twilley to get into Dallas territory. But on 1st and 10, Larry Zonka ran for only 3 yards, and Griese's next pass was incomplete. Although he found Kick on the next play for a 4-yard gain, it wasn't enough to keep the drive alive, so Miami sent Garo Yepremian out for the field goal try, but his 49-yard attempt missed. With the Cowboys on offense again after the missed field goal, they once again ran the ball, and it worked in the beginning. Dwayne Thomas rushed for a 17-yard gain on Dallas's first play of the possession, and Walt Garrison followed that with a 17-yard run of his own. but the run-happy Cowboys got just 2 yards on their next 2 attempts, and Staubach's pass to tight end Mike Ditka on 3rd down was incomplete, forcing a punt. The Dolphins fared no better on their next possession, as Greasy's pass to Paul Warfield was incomplete, and they gained just 8 total yards before punting. The Cowboys tried to integrate more passing plays into their playbook on the next drive, and after a 5-yard run from Dwayne Thomas, Staubach passed to Thomas for a 6-yard gain. On 3rd and 10, Thomas then rushed for 11 yards on the next 2 attempts, and after a 1-yard gain from Walt Garrison, Staubach floated a 21-yard pass to wide receiver Lance Allworth for another 1st down.
Thomas again. 1st down. Walt Garrison. Number 32. This is 3rd and 9. Allworth. 1st down at the Miami 33. Dick Anderson made the tackle.
Calvin Hill rushed for 13 yards on the next play and gained 12 more before Staubach found Allworth in the end zone for the game's first touchdown, giving Dallas a 10-0 lead.
Hill to the right. Touchdown, Allworth. Fantastic move by Lance Allworth. To keep his feet in bounds, he was well covered by Curtis Johnson, the cornerback on that side.
The Dolphins got the ball back with just 1 minute 15 seconds left in the half, and despite some quick passes from Greasy, time constraints forced the Dolphins to kick a field goal on 2nd down, cutting the Cowboys' lead to 10-3. 6 of Dallas's next 7 plays to start the quarter were rushing plays, moving the ball from their own 29-yard line all the way to the Dolphins' 6 on the strength of Dwayne Thomas's 34 yards and one 16-yard run from Bob Hayes. Walt Garrison rushed for 3 yards on the next play, and Thomas pushed the ball into the end zone on a 3-yard run to increase the Cowboys' lead to 17-3.
Dwayne Thomas, touchdown!
The Dolphins again tried to run the ball, but got just 5 yards on 2 rushes, and Greasy's pass on 3rd down was incomplete to force a punt. Thomas and Garrison rushed for a combined 7 yards on the next drive, but on 3rd and 3, Staubach passed to Garrison for 7 yards. It looked like the Cowboys were going to start a long drive again, but Thomas lost 5 yards on his next rushing attempt, and Dallas was penalized for delay of game on their next play, and what was a 1st and 10 quickly became 2nd and 20. Staubach rushed for 3 yards, but his pass to Bob Hayes landed incomplete to force another punt. Luckily for the Cowboys, Greasy threw 3 consecutive incomplete passes, and Dallas got the ball back quickly, but they couldn't get anything going on the ensuing drive and punted the ball away. The Dolphins' running back tandem of Zonka and Kick rushed for 8 yards to end the quarter, and on 3rd down and 2, Greasy passed to Warfield for a 7-yard gain. Kick ran for 2 more yards, but on 3rd and 4, Greasy threw a costly interception to Cowboys linebacker Chuck Howley, who returned it 41 yards.
3rd and 4. This is Howley, the linebacker. 30, 20, 15, 12-yard line, Chuck Howley.
The Cowboys tried running the ball again, but finding no success on the ground, Staubach passed to tight end Mike Ditka for a 7-yard touchdown to increase their lead to 24-3.
Staubach. Touchdown, Mike Ditka.
The Dolphins tried to mount a comeback, but with 9 minutes left on 1st and 10, Greasy fumbled the snap, and the ball was recovered by Cowboys defensive end Larry Cole.
Fumble. Dallas has it. I think Larry Cole. Right, number 63, Larry Cole. Looked just like a muffed exchange from center between Greasy and Bob DeMarco. Greasy tried to pull out before he had the football.
Dallas marched all the way from their own 20 to the Dolphins' 1-yard line before running back Calvin Hill fumbled, giving Miami the ball back.
The running backs. Calvin Hill. Fumble. And I think Manny Fernandez has it. Right. Miami Dolphins defensive unit forces a fumble, and Manny Fernandez, number 75, The defensive left tackle came up with the ball.
But with a minute 48 remaining, there was no chance of a comeback. The Dallas Cowboys emerged victorious 24-3.
Cowboys, within now only 5 seconds of the championship of the National Football League, winner of the Vince Lombardi Trophy, and the man they say is unemotional, Tom Landry, the only coach the Cowboys have ever had. That's the end of the game and the final score. The Dallas Cowboys 24, the Miami Dolphins 3.
Roger Staubach was named Super Bowl MVP after completing 12 of 19 passes for 119 yards and tossing 2 touchdowns. Super Bowl VI set 7 records, including most rushing yards, Walt Garrison's 139, most rushing attempts, Dwayne Thomas with 37, and Walt Garrison's 5.3 rushing yards per attempt. The Dolphins' 3 points scored is the lowest total for any team in any Super Bowl. 18 people involved in the game have been inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Cowboys president Tex Schramm, head coach Tom Landry, cornerback Herb Adderley, wide receiver Lance Allworth, tight end Mike Ditka, offensive lineman Forrest Gregg, wide receiver Bob Hayes, tackle Bob Lilly, defensive back Mel Renfro, quarterback Roger Staubach, and tackle Rayfield Wright. In addition, Dolphins head coach Don Shula, linebacker Nick Buonaconti, fullback Larry Zonka, quarterback Bob Greasy, center Jim Langer, guard Larry Little, and wide receiver Paul Warfield have also been inducted. That'll wrap up this episode of Kordziel Krunch. Join me next week when I take a look at another iconic moment in sports history. For Kordziel Krunch, I'm Ryan Kordziel. Thanks for listening.
Kordziel Krunch.
With Ryan Kordziel.
Ryan Kordziel. Crunch time.